Hi all. Welcome to Fly Fishing with Kreza again. Uh, Today I'm going to start a series for beginners, just about how to set your gear up, what gear you need. It's just I found when I started, I've been fly fishing for about maybe 6.5 years now. I'm no pro, but I found it difficult to get some answers. I mean, there's lots of stuff on YouTube. A lot of it's in the US, and I found that a lot of the flies I bought and equipment I bought early on in the piece didn't really suit the conditions here. So I'm just going to do a basic thing on fly rods today, and I'll move through the equipment that you can use or that you use as we go along. I'm going to keep it basic so that it helps beginners. So I'll start off with the rods that I've got. I've got like a Sage Response. I bought this on eBay. It was second hand. This is my first rod that I ever bought. I decided to buy, I'm not sure, it's not a top end rod, but I decided to buy a reasonably good rod. I didn't want to blame my equipment for not being able to perform. It was probably the wrong rod to buy as a beginner. It's a fast action rod, but I did learn how to cast well. A lot of practice in, there's an oval not far from my place. I would spend, at least a couple of hours before I went fly fishing, having a good crack at fly fishing in the wind, fly fishing at targets, just getting used to the rod. So yeah, I do recommend that. Get some time on the ground with the rod, just so that when you go out to a lake or a river, that you're proficient enough to enjoy the day. Because I have gone out in the early days and just got tangles, and it was just a disaster of a day. So I do encourage you to practice. My other rod is it's a Redington rod. This was actually a warranty rod. I did have a Redington rod before that I also bought second hand. I sent it, I broke the tip. I sent it back to Redington in the US, and I was waiting for another tip to come back, or maybe them telling me that it was not repairable, and lo and behold, this rod turns up. So this is like a $600 rod. The other rod I bought for like $300 off eBay, and I was amazed that they've got a lifetime warranty on their rods. So I mean, I'm not going to plug them, but I do use a lot of their equipment, and I'm very happy with the way it performs. This is a fast to medium action rod. It's called a crux. It's also a 6-weight, so I've got two 6-weights which cover most of the lake and river fishing. If you were going to just do lake fishing, probably a 7-weight 10-foot rod would be the go, but I'm happy with these. They do the job. Another thing I'd recommend is when you buy a rod, just check to see whether or how long it's been made for, because if you ever do break a tip, you may not be able to buy another one. So when you do buy a rod, maybe buy one, maybe buy 2 tips, because yeah, they're not a cheap investment. And if you do break the tip, which is usually what breaks, and they've discontinued making them, well, you're stuck with a rod that you can't use. I mean, then you have to buy another one. So I've gone out and bought 2 tips for the Redington, and I've still got 1 tip for the Sage rod. So yeah, and you just take them with you when you go fishing, just so that you've got a spare in case it fails. Because I have had it fail, and luckily enough I had a spare, so it will happen. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to feed the line on. It can be simple and it can be difficult. Most people start by running their line through, assembling the rod and then running their line through. What I found is you're probably best to just assemble the tips first. So on this rod here, let's put my glasses on. Lucky enough, this has got dots, so pretty much you just line the dots. So I'll do a close-up of that in the video as we go along. Got that. That's also got a dot, so you just line the dots there. I don't know if you can see the dots on that, but that's that. And then obviously you do the last one as well. So that's all assembled. Pretty simple. And then what I do is if you pull the line out, should be enough. And then what you do is you fold it like that. That way, as you're feeding it through, if you're holding it up and it runs down, because it's like that, it doesn't, oh, you can't see that. If you hold it up, it doesn't fall out. So, just an example of feeding the line through the wrong way. As you feed it through, if you happen to let go, because of the weight of the fly line, it'll pull your leader through, and there it goes. It's taken off, and I've lost it. Whereas if you bend it, like I was saying, like in a loop, and you feed it through with the loop, like that, and then for some reason you let go, see how it stops? It stopped there. The loop stopped it. So you, by having the fly line like that and forcing it through the loops, you'll stop losing the line if you let go, like it showed before. So yeah, that's just an example. I just hope that helps. Just something simple, but I thought I'd add it. Like that. Keep going. What I usually do, I have my rods and line all assembled before I go. I've bought a it's just I've got this rack that's in my four-wheel drive that runs two straps in the front and the rear. I might take a photo of that and put that on as well. Yeah, it's just when I get to the lake or to the river, I'm ready to go. You know, I don't have to assemble my rods. I mean, a lot of people like to decide what fly they're going to use on the lake or on the river. I try to stick with what works. So yeah, that's what I've done. I've make sure you've gone through all the holes, all the guides, and make sure you haven't crossed over at any stage. So yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. Like I said, a 6-weight rod is probably what's going to do it for you if you're a beginner. And yeah, you don't have to buy new. I've had just as much success as anyone else with a second-hand rod, and plus I've saved a bit of money. So I just hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll move forward with the next video. I might cover the reel. I'll do the fly fishing vest as well, just so that you've got some basic equipment to get your head around to enjoy a day fly fishing and keep the costs down. I know people say it's an expensive sport. It can be. I've seen rods selling for over you know, over $1,000. I'm sure they cast better than what mine do, but you know what? If you've got your flies in the water, you've got just as good a chance as what they have. Yeah, so like I said earlier, I'll be doing a series on fly fishing for beginners, and hopefully it's going to help new people that want to take up fly fishing, yeah, how to start and what equipment you need. So look, if you enjoyed the video or you're enjoying the videos that I post, yeah, just like them, and if you like, subscribe. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time. So yeah, God bless and goodbye.